a knife in the other.
No, dude, come on, bro. We got a new kind of series going on today. I don't know if it's going to be a series, but a new type of video that we're reacting to today. We got 3 disturbing, true, being watched horror stories. Now, hey, man, as we get deeper into the game, things get harder to react to, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, all this horror stuff and all this, like, nightmare stuff, like, it takes a toll on your boy, man. But we got to keep doing it. We got to keep bringing you guys energy. Got to keep bringing you guys good content. And, you know, we just got to bring you guys what the people want, man. You guys asked for this stuff, and I want to bring it to you, man. I appreciate you all for 90 subscribers, man. You already know. Things have been kind of wonky this summer, as far as my uploading schedule goes. Really just trying to still get myself situated with work and everything, being a full corporate life. But it's not an excuse, man. You know, we're still very passionate about this stuff. We're still working hard, still getting that content out for y'all. Just uploaded a video yesterday. I definitely want to be faster in terms of, you know, reacting to the videos when they get out, but, you know, it is what it is, man. We're here now. We got another Tommy G video that we're reacting to later to. Another video by Tommy G that we're reacting to later today. And yeah, man, we're just going to jump into these videos. I grabbed the jug. You guys saw me grab the jug, and then I just pulled out this water bottle out of nowhere. But anyway, man, you already know what I'm going to tell you, bro. Before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, because you know we're only posting bangers, man. Let's get into this video, man. Enough yapping. I think this is from Mr. Nightmare. Story 1.
I used to live in a small studio apartment in Chicago when I finished college. It was not fancy, just a single-room space on the top floor of a 3-story building. I chose it because rent was cheap and it was close to work. As a 23-year-old with student loans and no savings, I didn't have the luxury of being picky. The apartment was clean, functional, and most importantly, mine. The only window in the place looked out over a narrow alley. Across the way was another apartment building, nearly identical to mine. The alley was tight, barely wide enough for a single car to squeeze through, and during the day, it barely got any sunlight. At night, it was pitch black. That never really bothered me much. I was working late nights at the time, bartending at a lounge on the north side.
Dude, you know what I just realized about all these videos? Dude, like, the voice in the background always sounds the same, like the narrator and shit. I wonder which, like, kind of AI or whatever they're using to get these videos out. Like, I wonder, because, like, I swear, every video, like, whether it's on a different channel or not, all of the narrators sound the same. I wonder if, like, there's no way they can be contracting some dude. Like, it has to be AI, right?
I usually got home around 2:30 or 3 in the morning. Then I'd make a quick meal and zone out on my phone until I passed out. One night, about a month into living there, I noticed something odd. I had just walked in, kicked off my shoes, and turned on the overhead light. And I thought I saw something move in the window across the alley.
Man, fuck.
Just a flicker. A curtain twitching, maybe. I froze for seconds. But when I looked again, there was nothing. The window was dark and still. I shrugged it off. Maybe I startled someone.
For my people that live in apartment buildings like this, that, like, are in the city, I should say, like, do you often check out, like, your neighbors, like, what they're doing and stuff? Like, I'm listening to this story, like, bro, why are you trying to see what they're doing in their own apartment? Like, that's none of your business. If you thought you saw someone, like, cool. I don't know. I feel like maybe me, just because, like, I really am, like, a mind my own business type of nigga, like, maybe I'm just thinking of it weird, but I don't know. Like, I really could not care less about what other people have got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Or maybe it was just a draft.
Am I weird for finding this weird?
The next night, it happened again. As soon as I turned on the lights, I saw the curtain shift in that same window. This time, I was sure I saw it. A hand pulling the curtain back just slightly before letting it fall. I couldn't see the person behind it. The lights in the other apartment were off. It was just a sliver of movement in an otherwise black void. But the reason this really caught my attention was because I had never seen the lights on in that apartment. I always assumed that nobody had lived there.
I mean, I guess
That
that's a
night,
reason.
I didn't sleep well. I kept thinking about that attic and the hand. Over the next week, I started paying closer attention. Every night without fail, the curtain would move within seconds of me turning on my lights. It was subtle but unmistakable. It was the same thing every time.
Bro.
There was a slow parting in the curtain. I had a glimpse of the dark space beyond it, and then the curtain would close again.
But, like, what would that person gain from, like, watching you from a completely different, like, building? Like, am I sounding dumb right now? Like, what does that person gain, like, sitting in the dark waiting for you to get home? You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds that crazy to me.
Began
I don't know.
testing
Let
it.
me know in the
Some
comments.
nights I would leave my lights off and sit silently by the window. When I did, nothing happened.
But, like,
The
that's
moment
weird
I
on
turned
your
them on,
part.
even just the dim light by my couch, the curtain across the alley would shift. Someone was watching me. It was obvious. I tried to rationalize it, like maybe someone just liked looking out their window at night. But that didn't explain the timing. It didn't explain the way it always coincided with my arrival. It was
That's
too big of a
weird.
coincidence. I asked my landlord about the unit across the alley, and he told me it was vacant and had been for months. I pressed him, asked if maybe someone had moved in recently, but he shook his head. He even joked that I was being paranoid. I considered calling the police, but ultimately didn't, because I felt like reporting someone possibly looking at me through a window in an empty apartment sounded ridiculous. There was no
At least,
crime or...
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least, like, he knows, like, how crazy it sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, bruh, like, I don't know, man. I just think it's crazy that,
just a feeling that grew worse every night.
Why would somebody
Then one
just
night,
want to watch
everything
you from
escalated
across
when
the
I came
street?
home later than usual, around 4 a.m. The bar had hosted a private event, and cleanup ran long, so I was exhausted and not thinking clearly.
He's a bartender?
When I reached my door, I noticed something stuck in the frame. At first, I thought it was junk mail or a flyer, but when I pulled it free, I realized it was a crumpled note.
Nah.
It simply said, "Hey," written in pen.
Hey!
My legs went weak because the first thought I had was the apartment across the alley, so I ran to the window and looked across. The curtain was drawn and there was no movement. I called my friend Jamie, panicking.
Dude, that's
He
honestly
lived across town, but told me to come over right away.
That's,
I
fuck.
grabbed a backpack, stuffed some essentials into it, and got out. The next day, I confronted the landlord again. This time, I demanded to see the apartment across the alley. He hesitated.
Hold on. Who does this guy think he is? Does the landowner own both buildings? Does he know that? Like, bro, at that point, you call the police, man. Somebody, like, that's hard evidence. Somebody left a note in your door. You think they're stalking you. Call the police, man.
But eventually agreed to meet there with the key. The place was dusty and completely empty, with not a single piece of furniture. The walls were bare, and the floor creaked with every step, as if the place were 100 years old. But there, in the back room facing my window, was a single metal folding chair. It was positioned directly in front of the window, and they had access to an apartment that was supposed to be locked and empty. The police were called, and they searched the place. I'm pretty sure they took fingerprints, but nothing came of it. The fact that my paranoia was correct the entire time, that I was in fact being watched, it made me sick, wondering how long the stretches of time that sicko would watch me would be. I moved out that week. To this day, I have no idea who was watching me, how they got in, or how long it would have gone on if I hadn't found that note saying, "Hey." I've considered the possibility of it being the landlord, but ultimately I had to drop that theory because there's no way in hell he wouldn't have went over there to remove that chair before bringing me over there. I still dream about that window, and sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night certain that someone, somewhere, is still watching me.
Bro, what do you guys think about that story right there? I don't know. Was I being a little dramatic saying, like, or, like, doubting him from the beginning, or I don't know? Because it sounded crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like, why? I mean, the chair is crazy, man. Like, sitting, like, that metal chair. I don't know if that was the actual chair, but, I mean, at least, like, got the police involved. Why would somebody just, like, sit in a random vacant apartment waiting for somebody, you know, to come home? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they doing with the rest of their time? Moral of the story is you niggas got to be careful, man. Weird, crazy shit can happen all the time, bro. That's crazy, man. I'm sorry if I came off a little too harsh on his story, man, but damn. All right, let's see what John has.
When I was 12, my family moved to a rural area in Oregon, miles from the nearest town. We lived on a large piece of land surrounded by dense pine forest. It was peaceful, quiet, and completely isolating. The house itself was built in the 1940s. It had the old house starter pack with things like creaky floors, a creepy attic, and a detached rundown shed that sat about 30 feet from the back door. The shed was packed with old tools and junk from the previous owner. My dad always meant to clean it out, but he never did. For the most part, we stayed away from it. I remember the first time I noticed something strange. It was a weeknight, close to midnight. I was up reading with the flashlight under the covers when I heard our dog, Max, barking uncontrollably.
Excuse me.
Max was a golden retriever, super friendly but alert. When he barked like that, it meant something was wrong. I crept out of bed and peeked out the window. He was facing the shed, barking into the darkness. The motion sensor light by the back door was on, casting long shadows across the lawn. I couldn't see anyone, but Max wouldn't stop. I didn't go out there. I just watched for a bit until he calmed down. Then I walked away. The next morning, we found deep boot prints in the dirt between the house
How many of y'all have dogs, man? Let me know in the
and
comments.
the shed. My dad dismissed it, saying it was probably a neighbor or a drifter passing through, but I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Y'all heard of my videos
Over the
before,
next
man.
few
My dog
weeks,
be barking.
Max barked at that shed multiple times. Every time, we'd look outside and find nothing, but the footprints would be back, and they always led to the shed, never away from it. One night around 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of footsteps on the gravel outside my window.
That's
I
fucking
froze.
nuts, bro.
The footsteps stopped.
What time did
then
he say it was? Oh, over the next few weeks.
Max barked at that shed multiple times. Every time, we'd look outside and find nothing, but the footprints would be back, and they always led to the shed, never away from it.
That's fucked up. So
One
the dude
night
was like
around 2
sleeping there?
a.m., I woke up to the sound of footsteps on the gravel outside my
hell
window.
no, bro.
I froze. The footsteps stopped, then resumed, moving toward the shed. I peeked through the blinds, and the light by the back door flicked on, and for just a second, I saw him.
No way, bro. Did he call? Dude, he better have called the police. Like, if he didn't, if the next things that he doesn't say is that he called the police and armed himself, I'm clicking off this video.
Tall man standing beside the shed door. He was wearing what looked like a dirty gray coat. His face was obscured by shadows, and then the light went out. My heart pounded in my chest as I backed away from the window.
Did he see
I woke
him?
my parents. My dad grabbed his rifle
Yeah,
and
you know
ran outside,
what I'm saying?
but the man was gone.
Nah, but like,
The footprints
still.
were fresh, though, right up to the shed.
W
This
alert
time,
from the kid,
my dad
man.
decided to check inside. He unlocked the padlock and pulled the doors open, but all there was were just rusty tools and old tarps. He added a new lock and reinforced the doors. For a while, things were quiet.
Wow.
Then, a month
So they
later,
never caught the
Max
guy?
went missing.
Who's Max? The dog? No! No, bro. Bro, I can't believe they didn't call the police the first time, dude. They saw the guy. Damn. What if that dude came back and took the dog, bro? No, 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 bro.
He searched everywhere, through the woods, up and down the road, even asked neighbors. He was gone.
Oh my god.
completely
Yeah, that
heartbroken.
sucks, man.
I
That
held out hope
sucks.
that he'd return, and he just got lost in the woods. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. I kept thinking about the shed and Max, about the man I'd seen. Around 3 a.m., I heard the back door creak.
Oh, fuck no,
I got out of
bro.
bed and tiptoed into the hallway. My dad was already up, holding
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dad came
the
to
back
him.
door, just in time to see the motion light flicker on. There, standing by the shed, was the man again.
Bro,
Only this time, he was holding something.
if
In
it's
one
a
hand,
dog.
a knife, and the other.
Ah, no! No, dude, come on, bro! Not the dog, man! Not the freaking dog, bro! Come on, dude! Come on, man! Bro! Oh my gosh, man. I gotta be professional reacts, bro. I'm just saying, if I'm the dad, Dude, if I'm the dad, man, y'all know what comes next, man. Like, bro.
Max's collar. When I saw this, I felt like my life was half sucked out of my body.
Bro, I don't even know this dog, and I feel like my life was sucked out of my body. Pause. But, like, come on, man. Bro. If I thought my dog went missing and somebody came back with a knife and a dog collar, it's up from there, bro. It's up from there. It is up.
Weightlessness in which I almost felt like I was going to fall down. My dad shouted and raised the rifle, but the man turned and ran into the woods. We called the police, and they searched the area but found no trace of him. What they did find inside the shed made me sick.
If it's a dog,
the floor had been cleared. In the dirt, someone had carved symbols, crude, disturbing images. In the corner was a pile of bones. Animal bones, hopefully. It got worse. Behind a false panel in the shed wall, the officers found a backpack filled with items that weren't ours. Wallets, watches, and a few pieces of worn clothing.
What?
Things that must have belonged to someone. Multiple someone.
This dude's robbing people?
The strangest thing was a notebook. Pages and pages of strange symbols, incoherent rambling and jagged handwriting, and crude drawings of houses, families, and eyes. I believe that this was some kind of message to us, saying he was watching us like he's watched other families. The police took all the items that were found. That night, while packing to leave, I looked out my window one last time to the shed. The police tape fluttered in the breeze, and all was quiet, but just beyond it, maybe 10 feet into the tree line, I saw a person's face.
Nah, bro.
But the moment I blinked, it was gone. I screamed my dad's name in a desperate panic, yelling, "He's back!" My dad stormed into the room and looked out the window, asking where he was. I pointed straight at the shed and saw he was to the left, right by the woods. He ran to grab his rifle again, and this time he ran outside and screamed like a maniac while firing around. You can't imagine the anger and frustration of having to be chased out of your own home by a crazy, dangerous person who likely killed your dog.
Are you
kidding me? Dad was letting his frustration out in that moment.
Respect, man.
I know my dad wanted to kill that man.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said earlier, bro, if you know, you know. Like, straight up, bro, you are not gonna come around torturing and, like, trying to taunt my family, man. We're gonna figure something out, trust.
We moved out days later to a much less remote part of Oregon.
Yeah, we're gonna figure something out, man. You're not gonna run me out my house. Trust.
In the summer of 2018, my friends and I, Abby, Marcus, his younger brother Tim, Tim's girlfriend Hannah, and me, planned a weekend trip in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We were all in our early 20s, fresh out of college, and eager to unplug from everything. We picked a spot far off the grid, deep into the national park, where the trees grew thick, the air smelled of pine and damp soil, and there was no cell signal for miles. The first night was normal. We hiked in with our gear, found a clearing by a lake with just enough space for 3 tents, started a fire, and cooked hot dogs and marshmallows. We told stories, drank, and stayed up late watching the stars. The silence of the forest was relaxing. It wasn't until the second night that things started to feel wrong.
Y'all will never catch me camping, bro. I just wanted to say that real quick, bro. You will never catch me camping outside, man. I just talked to one of my boys who lives in Cali. He said he went camping for the first time. I think maybe it was a month ago. He said that shit was lit, man. Y'all campers, let me know, bro. Should I do like a little vlog? Jerry reacts camping, bro. That'd be some crazy, like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna let you know. I'm thinking of it, and I'm like, I'm not doing that shit, bro. I mean, like, unless this video gets, like, somehow, like, 100 likes, then I'll do it. I'll do it if this video gets 100 likes, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, bro. We're only posting bangers anyway. If this video gets 100 likes, bro, y'all get a Jerry camping, or Jerry reacts camping vlog. I'll do it, but y'all gotta come through, man. Y'all gotta come through. So
we were still sitting around the fire laughing.
It's a big ass, but shit. Y'all want me to do something out of my comfort zone?
Asking if we saw that as well. We all looked, but nothing was there. He swore he saw movements, a figure ducking behind a tree, maybe maybe 30 or 40 yards away.
See, I can't
Tim
do that, bro.
dismissed it
I
as
would
a
have been
deer.
out.
But then, 20 minutes later, we heard a stick snap in the same direction. This time it was loud.
Bro, like, so much can happen, you know what I'm saying? Not even just, like, humans, bro. Like, rabid animals, dude. Like, people trying to protect, or not people, animals trying to protect their families and stuff. Like, you're in their home now. You know what I'm saying? Too much can happen, bro. Too much.
Abby was clearly spooked and said she wanted to go to bed. Everyone agreed to call it a night. We doused the fire, zipped up the tents, and tried to sleep. That night, I woke up to something that still haunts me. Breathing from just outside, probably not even 10 feet from my head. At first, I thought I was still in a half-dream state, but it continued. I was with 4 other people, though. It could have maybe been one of them going outside to pee, but I didn't hear the sound of a stream, just the breathing. The breathing also almost sounded like an older person, someone who was short of breath from smoking too much. I reached for my flashlight, but didn't dare turn it on. The breathing moved from one side of the tent to the other, then it stopped.
Somebody
I
just
waited
came around
without
their
saying
tent
a word,
looking,
because
bro.
it was the only thing I could do. Since the breathing stopped rather suddenly, I felt a sense of relief that my original thought of it being one of my friends peeing was accurate. So eventually, I fell asleep. In the morning, I said nothing. Neither did Abby. But when we met up for breakfast, Marcus had a concerned look on his face, like he was antsy to tell us something.
Oh, fuck.
He said someone was outside our tent last night.
Bro.
Hannah nodded and said she heard it too, and noted that whoever it was walked around the tent more than once, and it could have been more than one person. I asked the entire group if anyone got up to pee last night, that maybe that's what we heard. Tim responded that he did go pee, but that he thought he saw a figure crouched near the fire pit around 4 a.m.
Oh, hell no,
Searched
bro.
the area, and we found footprints in the ground circling all 3 tents.
But, dude, if you saw that at 4 a.m., why didn't you go and tell other people? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, come on, dude.
Where the dirt was a little wetter, more like mud. One of the footprints was very clearly
People
from
are
a bare
so, like,
human
lack
foot,
common sense,
not
man.
shoes
Like,
or boots.
oh my
Which
gosh.
made the whole thing even stranger. They led into the woods and vanished. We tried to joke about it, saying maybe it was a crazy hiker or a prankster, but it didn't feel like a joke.
I'm about to say, this is
That
not
night,
fucking
we stayed up
funny,
later,
man.
talking nervously around a much bigger fire. We kept our flashlights close. Around 2 a.m., we heard that awful sound of the crunching of leaves in the distance. But this time, there was a voice. It was a low voice, too quiet to understand, but definitely human. Marcus snapped on his flashlight, and for a split second, we saw who it was. It was a man.
Ah! What?
Crouched behind one of the trees.
Oh, no, bro. What?
He scrambled back into the trees like an animal
What?
that got exposed.
What?
All of us were completely shook.
Bro, what?
We were too scared to even break off to go into our tents. Staying out in the open with all 5 of us together just felt safer. Hannah suggested packing up and leaving.
Yes!
Marcus and I said that was a horrible idea. Packing up camp this late and...
Bro, this is why horror movies are a thing, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. What do you mean that's a horrible idea? You just saw a naked man wandering through the woods like it's normal at 2 a.m., bro. Probably getting like 10 inches away from your tent, dude, the night before. Like, bro, why do you want to stay in that area? I don't care what nobody says to me, bro. Some shit like this happens to me while I'm out, I'm gone. You either come with me or you don't, bro. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I'm gone. This is some crazy stuff, bro.
Finding our way back to the car would not only be extremely difficult, but also extremely terrifying, worrying that that man was behind us, following us. That night was the worst night yet, and maybe one of the worst nights of my life.
That's so
I didn't get a
bad.
single second of sleep. I was wide awake, and perhaps that may have saved me or my belongings at the very
Facts.
least. However many hours had passed before I heard the distant sound of a stick snapping or a leaf crunching. I said out loud, "Please let it be a fucking deer," under my breath. A few moments of silence passed before a voice from out in the woods said, "I see you guys." It was not any of my friends. I didn't know if any of my friends were awake and also heard it, but I heard none of them react. So I guess I was too scared to be the only one reacting.
I'm gone.
What happened next, I never would have expected, though.
I'm gone.
I heard my tent shift ever so slightly, which caused me to shoot up and look at the tent zipper, and it started to slowly move down.
Oh!
I started to scream at the top of my lungs, causing my friends to also start screaming. Whoever was on the other side of my tent took off, I presume, but I can't know for sure. All I know is all of us yelled at each other to communicate through the tents. I zipped the zipper back up fully, and I didn't hear breathing or footsteps again that night.
What's craziest to me is that, like, in all of these stories, like, nobody ever, well, actually, the second story, you know what I'm saying? He protected himself, obviously, but, like, bro, like, when you go camping nowadays, like, that's, like, so crazy to me that it's not, like, common to bring, like, some self-defense when you go camping, bro. Especially, like, in today's day and age, like, that's so crazy to me that, like, people go camping, like, naked, per se. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't have it on them. Like,
I didn't fall asleep. I watched as the morning sun slowly started lighting up the place. At dawn, we packed everything and left. On the hike back to the car, the tension didn't leave us. At the ranger station, we told them everything. The ranger listened carefully, then said they've had reports. A man, maybe more than one, living out there.
okay.
Some said they steal things, and others said worse. I don't know what worse meant. We didn't ask. We laughed it off in the car, but it didn't really feel funny to me.
That's not fucking funny.
I don't think I could ever go camping again after that.
Yeah,
especially after the zipper thing.
Hey man, it seems like that's gonna wrap it up for the video, bro. I appreciate you checking in, bro. Shout out to Mr. Nightmare for the content, bro. We're definitely gonna be reacting to more of these, bro. This was entertaining, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me and being so patient, you know, through this whole transition into the corporate 9-to-5 thing. Like, just keeping it a being, like, that's my biggest priority right now, you know what I'm saying? Is just making sure I'm all set up, making sure, you know, I'm doing what I have to keep my job, bro, especially in this job climate. Like, I'm grateful to be in the position that I am, and I'm also grateful to be bringing you guys content. We're just going to keep working as hard as we possibly can, man, you know what I'm saying? Bringing the content for you guys. The way that you've been responding to my videos, it's, you know, just a blessing. So we're going to keep working hard. We're going to keep pumping out content for you guys. Like, this channel is not going to die out. Trust me, you're going to see me. Just know that this is the beginning. So keep liking, keep, you know, subscribing, commenting. Let me know, like, whatever you guys want me to react to, because you know I'm going to bring it for you, bro. I'm going to make the time, trust. But, you know, enough of that little spiel. This was a great video. Let me know in the comments which one you thought was the scariest story and why. And I'll see y'all in the next video, man. I love y'all, man. I love y'all.